Hey guys, Tones are back. Got an ace tanker for you. Today we are bottom tier and we are in the M4 Rev Ace. And I just want to talk about the setup a little bit before we get too deep into the game. First off, it is an encounter game, right? So, and it's tier 10, and there are some crazy scary tanks. Kronbon, Mouse, T110E3. The grill's scary, but in a different way. A T30 is really hard for me to pin. Even these two tier 8 heavies are hard for me to pin. So I decide that I'm going to go, and the other thing is there's only one light on each team, right? So what I do is I decide I'm going to go with my alternate loadout. My alternate loadout is set up for vision. I have vents, I have CVS, and I have binos. And with that setup, I've got insane view range, right? But I also know that the enemy team has a Barask and a light tank. So I don't want to push too far forward. So I'm going to try and get into a bush that's fairly close to me already. I definitely don't want to go city, and I definitely don't want to fight a Kronbon on 1-2 line. So that's the reason that I'm set up the way I'm set up. And I think it works as an alternate setup for games exactly like this, where you're bottom tier, and what do? You know, a lot of guys will go with a turbo setup or something else, but I just, personally, I don't find that works for me. Now, our light tank does spot the Barask, which is fantastic, and we're going to go ahead and throw a shot in there. That's probably an inadvisable move, but we don't get spotted for it. So, unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for me, our light dies, which is a recipe for us to get a lot of experience. So, and we have some big, scary TDs behind us. So, anything that gets lit is gonna get pummeled. You can see that grill just disappears, right? So, and I don't know if we're spotting this Barask or not, but sooner or later we will. Because he's got to run. He can't stay there. Not with a Yag Tiger looking at him. And that's exactly what he does. He goes for to get away, and we're able to spot him out for another 1,000 almost. So he's hurting. Meanwhile, the enemy has a Kronbon that went exactly where I thought he would go. They've got an E3, they've got a Skoda, and they're going to have a Mouse in town too. I'm not sure if that Mouse is in town now. No, he just showed up. And so they're threatening the cap. So one other thing that really, really matters is make sure that you've got these light bulbs enabled, so you know who's been spotted and who has not. That can help you make moves in a big way. It can help you to do things that you wouldn't normally be able to do. Now, I'm pulling back here because I think maybe I can get vision more so over here by doing that. Unfortunately, I knock a tree over, and also I don't want to get blind fired. And usually when people blind fire, they blind fire next to the rock. That's just kind of typically what they do. So I'm sitting back in a bush that's a little ways away. I was kind of hoping I could get some spots over here as well. So at any rate, we're just playing a patient game. This game is not very old. There is a Barask there, and as he backs off, we decide we're going to take the shot. So we end up clearing him out. Now, at this point, I haven't spotted anything in a while, so I'm thinking maybe I'll go back and try and take some pot shots at the guys that are in the city. The UDES 16 has not been spotted in a while. My guess is he ran away, but I could be wrong about that. So sometimes you have to take educated risks. The only guys that are not currently spotted, which is kind of weird. Why is this? Did I change that on accident or not change it at all? So we're going to bush up right here and see what we can see. No, we're not. We're pushing forward. We're not afraid. So one thing I notice, everybody is in an area that they can't see me very easily. So we're going to push all the way up to this corner so we can potentially get side shots on some of these guys. And we've got a Leopard PTA, and we're able to take that PTA out and not even get spotted for it. I don't know if his commander was down or what. So be nice to hit the mouse, but instead we take a side shot with standard ammo on the side turret of the 7032. Now they're in trouble, because if I can just continually shoot these guys for free, we're now changing to a gold round. But if I can continually shoot these guys for free, they are in deep trouble. Unfortunately, our Char Fatur pushes. And one of the other things that precipitated me making this move is the Kronbon and the WZ-132. I don't know why he came that way, but he did. Are both pushing. So maybe we can get some shots, side shots here. And sure enough, we'll take a side shot on that E3. Now, again, everything is spotted. So this is really helpful when you're making a play like this. And we do finally feather a shot in on the 7032. And the teams are pretty even. It's a pretty even game. The Kronbon is dead. They have a mouse and an E3. We have a grill and an AMX M454. So me being a ding-dong, I don't notice this light tank crossing. I was way too focused. So it's not like you got to play a perfect game. You just have to play better than the other team, right? So the thing is if this WZ moves back towards me, I have the view range that I'm probably going to spot him first. So as long as I'm, unless he does something silly like that and crosses over. Why he would go there, I don't know. But that's actually a boon for me, and I shouldn't have knocked that tree down, because at this current point in time, it is not giving me camo. So again, kind of a slow game, but we're attempting to get shots on guys that are pushing, and we're able to get a nice shot on the Conway there. Now we have a T-30 and a Jagdtiger that are still kind of camping, and that is hurting our team at this point, because we have a Roomba and an Emil attempting to hold back a T-30, an E3, a light tank, and a mouse. So things are getting poor quickly. We're in a poor position there now. So we're going to try and feather a shot in, but we don't quite make it. So we're going to take another blind shot, because why not, right? At this point. And now things are a little bit dire. You know, we picked up about 5K combined, which is already a fantastic game in a Tier 10 matchup. So let's see if we can, as the T-30 kills the Conway and the light tank goes down. So now these guys that have been kind of sitting in the back the whole time, I would think they would have pretty good hit points. Yep, he's full health, and I don't know what the Jagdtiger looks like, but full health T-30 is a force to be reckoned with. So they have two guys in cap right now. Now they've got one guy in cap, and we've got 2 minutes before they cap out. So I am playing a little cautiously here, but I'm kind of hoping, because it's even on the kills, kind of hoping that this T30 comes and helps me. That's really my hope. So we're loading gold rounds because, you know, when you're facing a mouse or a T30, a T28, and an AMBT, that's the correct thing to do. So now it looks like I hit this guy in the butt because it was completely green. But in that amount of time, he shoots me. So apparently I'm maybe hitting him lower plate. I didn't know that 250 pen would just butter the lower plate. And I see that my grill is pushing in, and I do not want him to push in for no reason. And so we're just going to ignore this T28, and we're going to try and get a nice shot into the T30 side turret. We're able to do that. And now all that's left is this poor T28. And this guy has decided he's going to give up. So that is the end of a very slow game in the M4 Rev Ace. 3,400 damage. We'll see if we have any blind assist here. Let's go ahead and look at the after action on this. So I don't care what anyone says. CVS on a medium can work, especially when you're bottom tier. We ended up with an ace tanker out of this. A level Schleio's medal for destroying a vehicle that is at least two vehicles that are one tier higher than us. We were top by experience with 1,588. That is getting up there. We had 5 kills and 3,400 damage. We were third by damage, which is pretty normal. But yeah, their mouse did really well, as did their E3. So 16 shots, 12 hits, 11 pens. That doesn't surprise me in a tier 10 game. And assistance, 4,200 assists. That takes us up 7,600 combined in a tier 10 game. Yeah, we'll take that any day of the week. And also because we didn't do a lot of firing, 96,000 credits. And we did this on a 2 times, and we also did the premium thing as you can apply. So we ended up with 5,000 XP for our crew. So appreciate you guys watching. If you guys have any questions, and also we got some bonds. If you guys have any questions about this setup, or I would not set it up as a standard setup, but as your alternate setup once you get your modifications, field modifications, I think it works as a second setup. So again, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. Toadster out.